Welcome back to another exciting episode of Cyber Defense TV. I'm your host, Gary Malevsky, and the publisher of Cyber Defense Magazine. This is a big first-timer for me since I've been on Windows 2.0, okay? Since I was on Visual Basic 1.0, since I had Visual C++. This is Rob Lefferts from Microsoft, and you are, what's your title?
Corporate Vice President for Microsoft 365 Security.
We have the Corporate Vice President for Microsoft 365 Security sitting in our hot seat, and you're saying, what is Microsoft doing about security? I just found out they're doing something amazing in a comprehensive, unified way. Tell us about it, Rob.
Yeah, so I'd like to talk about threat protection. And we'd like to actually help defenders think about it differently. Put briefly, we'd like to help them think like attackers. And attackers don't think about one part of the organization or just your email or just your endpoints or just your domain controllers. They think about the whole system because they have an objective, usually steal some data, encrypt some data, destroy some data, and they are going to work hard to get to that objective cautiously over time. First, they'll break in. Then they'll establish persistence so they can get back in. They'll do reconnaissance. They'll move around. They'll be like bed bugs living throughout your organization. And then ultimately, they'll get to their target objective. So they're thinking in an attack graph. And defenders really need to think the same way about how you tie together all of those elements that I just talked about across email, endpoint, servers, applications into one end-to-end solution.
How about my new favorite platforms like Microsoft Teams? Is it with an S? Right?
It is with an S.
Good. And hold on. And LinkedIn with no S?
I don't think that we named that one. Okay. I think that was named before we got it.
You have some great platforms. I mean, Microsoft itself and Office 365. Yeah. So you have your own platforms to test this stuff on and in a huge deployment.
Well, so you make a great point, which is that we have unique visibility into what's going on in a modern organization. Mm-hmm. Whether that's the endpoints that they're running, those could be Windows or Mac or Linux, or whether that's where they're doing their collaboration, which more and more is Office 365. Mm-hmm. And so one of those security domains that we're talking about is how do you protect your collaboration tools across email, SharePoint, and Teams? We provide that, and then we tie it into that end-to-end Microsoft threat protection story so that we see not just what's going on in email or Teams, but how does that tie into what happened on an endpoint or a laptop, and how does that tie into then what happened talking to some other application.
Do you care about endpoints that are not running Windows?
Absolutely. So we care about protecting the whole customer. And every single customer on the planet has multiple platforms, multiple operating systems, multiple clouds, multiple applications. And so a large part of Microsoft's journey is about making sure that we are providing security for that entire customer.
A lot of people are tired of point solutions, but you're in the hot seat. Let me scare you a little. I remember buying the all-in-one HP printer, scanner, fax, everything, and it did everything okay. Are you going to do everything great for us? Please say yes.
We are absolutely signed up to be a great security company across all of the platforms, OSs, applications that customers have. But also, we strongly believe that there is a role for multiple security partners to work together.
Do you have a partner program?
Absolutely. We have a partner program, Microsoft Intelligent Security Association. And this is all about making sure that we work with the best in the industry to provide integrated solutions that actually work for customers and aren't an exercise left up to the reader to figure out how to integrate.
So let's say I do have a point solution. I've created the world's greatest malware discovery engine. Can I pass some of that Intel or IOCs to Microsoft's endpoint?
Yeah.
Security agent.
So that kind of integration scenario, for example, with Defender ATP, is exactly what we provide through MSIA, the Intelligent Security Association. And
what's the website for that, by the way?
Microsoft.com/security/business/Intelligent Security Association.
So this is your MSIA.
That's where you go to learn about MSIA.
And MSIA is the way for vendors to get integrated and for CISOs to learn a lot about how to have an integrated single kind of one pane of glass on all their issues.
That's exactly right.
And I am tired of having too many panes of glass.
Everybody is, especially the defenders.
Fantastic. So Microsoft is innovating in cybersecurity in ways nobody expected.
I think that's absolutely true. Microsoft has a vision about doing more to protect our customers. We think that's critical for their success. And also, we believe that we can help move the industry forward in a landscape which is getting more and more worrisome as attackers go faster and faster.
So let's say I want to integrate with Microsoft. I've got some endpoint agent. I've got some security tool. I'm, maybe one of the best to breed. And we talk about having a comprehensive kind of enterprise play where I don't have to go all over the place. Can that vendor bring that technology to Microsoft and get it embedded in your solution?
Yeah. Direct integration, for example, with an endpoint solution looking to integrate with Microsoft Threat Protection is done through MSIA, and there's a set of APIs that are modern cloud-based APIs. They're RESTful, they're OAuth-based, they're easy to get access to, and that allows you to not only see the intelligence and signal that Microsoft Security is providing, but also to contribute back and to use that surface area to take action to help protect the customer. We think it's a great way for, again, the good guys to work together.
Is this a little bit of what they've been calling SOAR? Security Orchestration, Automation, Response? Are we going to come up with a new acronym? What is the latest acronym we need to share with our viewers?
I'm sure that the security industry will come up with 10 new acronyms before we even release this interview. But SOAR is one of the things that you could do. If you have a SOAR solution, we actually provide great out-of-the-box integration with a number of the players in that space, and we provide APIs for third parties to integrate.
Very cool. And then Enterprise Detect and Respond, EDR, right? Another acronym out there. I think we live in acronym America.
We do live in acronym land. Yeah. And maybe by the time we get done with RSA, we'll have 3 more.
We'll come up with some more acronyms before we're done.
Yeah.
Okay, so Microsoft is looking at a very high-level enterprise. And you talked about we've got SaaS, right? We've got cloud, we've got endpoints, we've got devices that are running Windows and not running Windows. Can we bring this into critical infrastructure? Can we bring this into IT, OT, or Internet of Things? Where can we take this?
Yeah, so there's 3 main elements that I want you to think about. The first is around Microsoft 365, which covers across your endpoints, Office 365, SaaS applications. Then there's your cloud security footprint. That's apps that you've built, custom apps, as well as pulling in information from IoT devices. And then it's pulled together through a SIM. Security
Information Management System, or a SIEM, Security Events Information Manager.
I've been trained to say SIM.
I know. Did you say CISO or CISO?
GUID or GUID? I don't know. Exactly. It's a tricky call.
But OLE or Object Linking and Embedding. ActiveX?
Wow.
Yeah.
Now we're getting old school.
We're getting old school.
So we pull all of that together through those 3 pillars, and then that is how we would pull in IoT or OT information as well.
That's phenomenal. And of course, it's as close to real time as possible.
Security moves at the speed of light because attackers come in, and if you miss those critical signals, then they have time to do all the terrible things we were just talking about, to gain persistence and to move throughout your organization. So you really do need not only to see what happens, but to be able to respond quickly, and perhaps most importantly, to set yourself up to prevent it the next time so that attacks won't be successful to begin with.
So it's really cool about this interview. We haven't talked about artificial intelligence once. We haven't talked about machine learning once, right?
We can do that.
Yeah, we can. I know. But ultimately, you're talking about the threat landscape. It's evolving, and we need to move faster to stop them. And we need to have one comprehensive platform that's smart enough to handle it, even if there are multiple point vendors offering innovations.
That's exactly right. And since you brought up machine learning, it really is about how can we help the humans be more effective? Mm-hmm. And the way that we think about that is we give you more visibility because we cover across all of those security domains we were talking about. And then we provide you better insights because there's more signal coming in, therefore better decisions being made, therefore better outcomes for the defenders.
So Rob, I just want one single pane of glass for my cybersecurity solution. Do you have one? And what kind of domains do they cross into that single pane?
So inside of Microsoft 365, we're bringing together Endpoint with Defender ATP, Office 365, MCAS to protect SaaS applications, and Azure Advanced Threat Protection into one single pane of glass that is Microsoft Threat Protection that provides you with that unified console to not only see what's happening, but to be able to respond to it and to be able to prevent it from happening again.
That's fantastic. Is there a URL we want to add?
Yeah, you can go to Microsoft.com/security/business/Threat Microsoft.com/threat protection.
Microsoft.com/security/business/threat protection.
You got it.
One of my favorite interviews. We made it through the hot seat, folks. Microsoft is a player in cybersecurity. Repeat, Microsoft is a player in cybersecurity from the enterprise down to the Soho through partners. Check them out. It's going to be amazing. We're looking at a future cybersecurity unicorn. Not about the money, it's about the behavior. And they're catching the bad guys in a way you never thought possible, and they're opening the door for partners with their APIs. Then come back another time for a Cyber Defense TV episode. Again, it's cyberdefensetv.com. Thank you so much.